Hi, welcome to Homeschooling with the Rivieras. I'm sorry my face looks horrible today because I and I'm talking low because it's bedtime, clearly. And I'm in charge of her, and my husband's in charge of the boys, and he's in there trying to put them to sleep. I woke up this morning with an allergic reaction, I believe, to the oak trees that are outside, and my eyes were super swollen and puffy and red and itchy and horrible. They're much better right now, even though they're still a little red. But I figured I had the time and the energy. I wanted to record a video about the books on our bookshelf. I've seen I like watching those videos because I get a lot of good book recommendations from them. So I'm just gonna show you at least part of our bookshelf. It's a very big bookshelf, so I probably won't get to it all right now. So I'm gonna turn the camera around so you don't have to look at this hot mess, which is less hot mess than it was this morning. And I can show you some of our books. So I'm gonna start at this end, and I'm gonna try and talk low so I don't wake up the boys. And let's start with this book. So this was a gift from a friend, and it is Hymns for a Mother's Heart. I really love this. I got this this past year when I was going through all the emotions and things that come after after a miscarriage, and it has been a super big blessing. I ended up getting all the songs in this book on a playlist, and we've been listening to them as a family, and it's been wonderful. So Hymns for a Mother's Heart is a great gift for any ladies you know and love. Oh, let me just put that there. Oh, there's this. I was given this as like a free in a bag of homeschooling stuff, optical illusions. I thought it would be cool for when we do things like that in CC for the drawing, but I've not actually used it, but it's pretty cool. Should probably pull this out so the boys can look at it. Let me pull that out. Okay. Understand the End Times Prophecy. I've only read like the introduction. The Vines Dictionary has been excellent. We are learning Biblical Greek with Biblingo. We bought a family subscription, so we plan on doing all their biblical languages plus Latin over the course of, until the boys are 18. And they have their subscription so they can keep studying it afterwards. But I got this as a free giveaway in our church as a homeschool chat. This is an excellent book that I've read, and I'm rereading whenever I get a chance to pull it off the shelf. Reading happens in snatches these days. 50 People Every Christian Should Know. The Nature Book of Rest. I got this from, she does the Nat Theo podcast, Erin Lightham. It's a devotional based on rest, and it actually talks about rest, and it relates it back to the hummingbird, which you wouldn't think of as a restful bird, but it does tie very well. And she even pulls in some biblical Greek in explaining things, which is excellent. These two books, The Core and the Question, are from the founder of Classical Conversations. This is, I haven't read it yet, A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. It was a gift from a friend. My husband's read this, Showed Them Jesus. I believe he read this before he started teaching in our children's ministry at church. I've got a bunch of magazines from Christian Light that I've been working through reading the articles. This was excellent. I got this from Simply Charlotte Mason, and it's all about habit training. This one is obviously well used. I read it for myself, like creating good habits for yourself and correcting bad habits. And then we also, later on the bookshelf, have the curriculum for the boys. I got Missional Motherhood, but have not read it yet. And then this one, I've read most of it. The School of Biblical Evangelism by Ray Comfort and some others. And this one is excellent in teaching you how to share the gospel, at least the way that Ray Comfort does. And it teaches you about other religions and how to address issues that they may have with the biblical gospel. This was wonderful, Fearfully and Wonderfully Made by Answers in Genesis. We got this. I don't remember if we ordered it or if we got it when we went to the Ark, but we got it. No, I think we ordered it when we were pregnant with the baby that we lost. And we got this one and this one, Crafted by God, because I didn't want to do one of those pregnancy apps again, because I found it disconcerting that you could be a man on one of those and be pregnant. And so I was like, you know what? I'm done with that. Let's just do books. And so we did this for that baby for the first 11 weeks, and then for my daughter Ariella. These we got at the Ark. This is just, when you go to the Ark and you have little kids, you don't have time to read all the signs. There's lots of reading at the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum. So we were like, okay, let's just have fun with the kids. We'll buy these 2 books. They weren't very expensive. And it has all the signs, and we can go back and read them when we get home or whenever we have time. And we can flip through them, and the kids can flip through them. So we got that. Unearthing the Bible. This is by Titus Kennedy. It's all about archaeological discoveries that show the Bible is true. Trial and Triumph. I've read all of these. This is recommended by, I can't think right now, but it's, if I think of the name, it's that free Charlotte Mason online curriculum, Ambleside Online, that's what it's called. And so I saw it for sale at the church bookstore, and I was like, oh wow, I know that this is recommended, so let me pick that up. And it is excellent. It's kind of would be like a children's version of something like this, where it goes through a bunch of through church history, and it gives you different biographies of people. And so I thought that would be excellent. We've done St. Patrick from here. I've read this to the kids, but it would probably be for at least 4th grade and up. There's a study on Colossians. I haven't done that one yet. How to Eat Your Bible. I have the full set of these in one book, but I was collecting individual books because that big, thick book would be hard for the boys to carry around. I have read these more than once. These are the Little House on the Prairie books. I love them. I wouldn't say that they are the most theologically sound, but I love that they show the history of that time, and they bring up good talking points of things that we can talk about if the boys decide that they want to read these, about just the mentality of the people at the time, the move toward liberalism and feminism in that era and things. So, and then just all the fun stuff of like making different things, all the way that they lived back then. It would be nice to talk about. If they ever I've tried reading these to them before, and they've never gotten into them. I thought maybe Farmer Boy. No, they're not into them, at least not yet. These they have not read yet. These are, my son wants to do Jim Elliot for classical conversations in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. They do something called Faces of History, where they do a research paper on somebody from that period of history they're studying. And if we were going to do classical conversations, which we're not, he was going to do Jim Elliot, but he was really bummed when we told him we're not going to do it. So I said, we're going to still do your Faces of History. We're just going to do it a little differently as a family, and maybe gather a little audience for him to be able to do his research paper and present Jim Elliot. So because I knew he wanted to do that, we got this book on Jim Elliot by the Trailblazers, so he can do his research. And we got this book, Christian Heroes Then and Now, Jim Elliot. And then I also got him Elizabeth Elliot, so he can learn about her too. And I feel like that would be enough to do a research paper. These are the YWAMs for young readers that they're like these, but they're picture book style, and they're written more lyrically and poetically than with rhyme than these are. So this would be like an introduction for my littlers. And I have Jim Elliot here to these. These are more upper grades. And then one of our all-time favorites, and it's a secret, but we're getting my mom, I think, has bought our son, the rest of the Imagination Station series. So he's going to have all of them. He's read through all of these, and he is adamant that he wants me to read through them too, so we can talk about them. So I am actually on book 25 right now, and I'm getting ready to read book 26 so that he likes to talk about the things he's read, so he wants me to actually know what he's talking about. So I greatly enjoy these, greatly enjoy these books. They have a pleasure to read even as an adult. If you don't know, they're these two friends, they take the imagination station, they travel back in time, and they live out different historical events, and you get to learn about them through these two little kids' eyes in a fun historical fiction way. So we are going to be getting book 27 through 35 pretty soon, so I'm sure we're going to lose him to reading pretty soon. Whenever he gets into a book, he pretty much will sit down for hours and just read, and it's like he's not even there. We have to threaten to like ban him from reading if he doesn't like pay attention sometimes. And then this, my husband, I've already read these with the kids, and my son's read them multiple times himself, our oldest son. But my husband's never gotten to enjoy the Secret of the Scroll series. And it's very similar to this, except for they're going back to Bible times. And very similar to like a Superbook kind of situation. But our youngest son, who is 3, doesn't remember me reading this to his older 2 brothers. And my husband never got to enjoy these with us. So he is reading them with us at night. And so my husband's getting to enjoy this series with us too, which I think is wonderful, which brings me to talking about these, because I'm hoping when we're done with this series, we can maybe incorporate the Timeless Christian Classics by Generations curriculum into our nighttime reading, starting with Mary Jones and her Bible. I've read this one and this one and this one so far, and they are all excellent, gospel-centered. They are all based on true stories. Those I haven't read these 2 yet. I think I started with The Giant Killer, but this one's not based on a true story. This is based on Alfred the Great, the Dragon and the Raven. So that's true story. But these are wonderful, and there's like a bunch of books in that set. They have the Heidi and Robinson Crusoe and Pilgrim's Progress, and the Heidi they redid and put all the Christian content back in it that was taken out of it. And so I'm just excited about doing these as a family, and just cherishing these stories together. This is from Christian Light. They have the stories of old that we're doing now, which is the Old Testament, book 1. Book 2 is still to come out. So book 1 from Tell Me the Stories of Old, I think it is it's in our Bible basket on the table to do in the morning. It goes from creation through King Saul being anointed king. Then the second book, I guess, will take that all the way to the end of the Old Testament, and then this is the New Testament. These we got, but we haven't gotten into reading them yet because they're a bit above my son's grade, comfortable on his own reading level. But these are more the Trailblazer books, and he's got his own bookshelf, and he's got more on those, another set. And I'm probably not even going to make it to the end of this bookshelf. Okay, let's see. Oh, Bible Man. They are obsessed with Bible Man right now. Absolutely obsessed. They actually drew and cut out, and colored and cut out, and laminated their own Bible Man characters so they could play Bible Man together. So that's what they're doing right now. They're all 6, so they've been watching a lot of Bible Man on Right Now Media. But they are obsessed with these. This book was read. There's a Nat Theo on YouTube, or on podcast, wherever you get podcasts, that you can get Nat Theo. She reads this aloud, Why Christmas Trees Aren't Perfect, and it shares the gospel through the life of a Christmas tree in the Carpathian Mountains. And this is probably going to be one of our favorite Christmas books. I highly recommend this, by Richard Schneider. This has been a fun church history book that I've done with the boys, the ABCs of Church History. It goes through like little mini biographies, kindergarten-sized biographies for kids. We got these as a Christmas gift from our church, and I don't even know if we've read them. I can't remember. We should probably do that. The Story of God Our King. I'm sure my oldest son has read these. This is just a world atlas. This is Bible maps. We love maps. We love geography and maps, and just looking at maps and redrawing maps. This is the cartography book that's recommended by Classical Conversations. We use this sometimes to look at maps. So we like map books because we look at them, we redraw them. These are just yearbooks from our Classical Conversations. These Words Aptly Spoken American Documents. It has a bunch of American documents in it. I have this so that we can when they get into the bigger grades, we can refer to them and look at all the American documents. Marvelous to Behold. This is a book of just. This is a manual. This doesn't belong here. So this is a book of. It shows different fine arts and like paintings and stuff. Like Mona and the Child like talks about them and stuff. We got this for when we were in CC. I figured let me just keep it. It could be valuable because when we do school day songs this year, there's also going to be a fine art section. This is the I Am. We have several copies of these because each of the boys wanted their own. But it's the I Am Bible. And it's pretty awesome. Let me see if I can flip through it really quick with one hand. Or I'll put it over here. I'll flip through it. Let me see, which kiddo does this belong to? That's Phoenix, okay. So it goes through like the different names for God, and it goes through the different stories through the Bible that exemplify that name. It has wonderful illustrations, and we have read through the whole thing. And I think my oldest has read through it on his own a couple times. We got this book from Master Books, I think, as a free curriculum giveaway in our church group. And we're studying Heaven and Earth this year, so it's nice to be able to have these for references. I'm not necessarily going to go through them as a curriculum, but I use these as reference books when for memory work that we're doing. Classical Music for Dummies, because I am a dummy when it comes to classical music, and now that we're going to be doing Community Day at home by ourselves, I'm going to need to utilize this book, but I have not utilized it yet. I have not used this yet, but it's like an exploring nature activity book for kids. Gives them different things to do in nature. I found this at one of those free library little, like when you go to a park or something, they have like a little free library and you can drop off books and take books. Mathematics for Pleasure. It gives you like a bunch of different fun word problems for when they're bigger. Oh, this has been, and I'm probably going to cut the video here and just continue the rest of the bookshelf another time. These are the Sugar Creek Gang. We love the Sugar Creek Gang. It shares the gospel in every book. It's a bunch of boys that they go on these adventures and solve these mysteries, and our boys love these books. We have actually done them as we haven't read the actual physical book. And I have one of these that I'm trying to read in my cart, number 1, I think. We've listened to them on Hoopla from the library, and we have loved these. I'm going to read through them now, and I hope my oldest, will get into reading these physical copies himself soon, because he loves the stories. But then maybe we'll get the rest of them. We'll see. This is my A First dictionary from when I was a kid. I just kept it just in case the boys need it. What's this? Oh, we had a World Kids subscription. I used to read these aloud to the kids so that we would be utilizing them, but they haven't really gotten into them. So I don't think we renewed that. And then lastly, for right now, is The Gospel for Children. This is a great, we did this at night with the boys as one of our nighttime read alouds. And we went through the gospel. I'll show it to you really quick because this one's really good. And it helps you share the gospel with your kiddos, and there's lots of fun activities you can do with it. So here's the table of contents. So you go through God, the Bible, sin, Jesus, repentance, and faith, and counting the cost. Okay, and it tells you how to use the book. And you can actually memorize the different points so that they understand the gospel better. It gives you memory points. You go through these, and then it gives you Bible references. You could probably even use this to pick some Bible memory work if you needed it. And then there's a place to write down notes. I never wrote down notes for it, but it goes through all these things. And then at the end, it's really cool. You see all these little pictures? There's, Memory helps to help them memorize all the different stops they've made in talking about the different things and put it all together to get the whole gospel. So that's fun. It could be fun. You can use this as a Bible study. You can use this for memory work. It'll be fun for that. So that is where we're at for this video, because we're about 20 minutes. And then this is Life of Fred. We love Life of Fred. I'll try and pick up at Life of Fred in the next video. I hope this helps. I hope you've found at least one book that might be helpful to your family. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.